Don't let him turn himself into a tangerine, Murph. Don't let him be the size of a tangerine. I'm Michael Caine. I turn myself into a tangerine, the size of a tangerine. Why do we go to space, Master Murph?
Dan, do you know the funniest part of this whole bit?
What's that?
Is until just now my mic was muted.
Oh,
So you were just talking to yourself like a crazy person. Master Murph, why don't we turn ourselves into a grapefruit, Master Murph?
So that we can learn to go into the bookshelf.
Do you remember back in the day when I used to record the whole podcast with us muted? So
with your penis,
right?
Yeah.
I'd still do that. Click.
Oh.
We watched.
Yeah, you did that frequently back in the day.
We watched
Interstellar. It's
possibly
the movie of all time.
Shoot, I think we'll get there. I don't know that I want to just jump to that part of the conversation yet, but
it's worth mentioning off that. I think.
I guess I'll start with there's Interstellar has a reputation of just having a grip on men between the age of 20 and 30. Currently between the age of 20 and 30, I'll say while we're recording this.
Right. Because this, of course, our podcast is timeless.
Right. Yeah, people might be watching this, 100 years in the future,
might
200
be the last, this could be the only remaining bit of lost civilization. This is someone's only source of information of a lost world. Wouldn't that fucking suck?
There were aliens. They spoke to me. They're real. Aliens are real. They spoke to me.
And they're coming for you.
Also,
of you, but
check
especially
the ancient Egyptian pyramids.
Right.
And the moon landing was fake.
That's true. That's a Interstellar reference. That's
but there's kind of this. I don't know. I don't understand the age gap. Because I think this is the greatest movie ever made, but I don't understand because I feel like people kind of older than 30, currently older than 30, don't really have the same infatuation with this movie, and people younger than 20 don't really. I don't know if space movies are maybe our generation's westerns. More so than like comic book movies are our generation's westerns. I understand that.
Sure.
But I more mean in terms of like the enjoyment, not the number. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of comic book movies are space movies, to be fair.
That's true.
Maybe space movies are our generation's like western. What a western was to my grandfather, maybe what True Grit, the original True Grit, was to my grandfather, this movie is to me. But I also like True Grit. But you get the point, right? Like there's just something about this movie that I'm watching it, and maybe it's just maybe it's because it's good. I don't know.
It is a very good movie. Yeah.
It is. It's not just a very good movie. It's
a very great
incredible.
Movie.
Let's talk the Chris.
Yeah, it's kind of mid
for a moment.
It's the Chris, more like mid Nolan,
more like Chris Midland.
True.
It doesn't end in land.
Yeah. More like Interstellar.
Right. More like Mid Damon.
Oh, true.
More like
the
Mid McConaughey.
Oh.
More like Bryce Dallas Midward. She's not in this movie.
That's not her. It's the other one.
Reference though to Topher Grace.
Right. Yeah. He is in this movie.
He is. Yeah.
He's kissed both Bryce Dallas Howards.
Crystal, I said this while we were watching.
One of them.
And I kind of just want to talk about it for a minute because this podcast is what we do. We talk about things.
Is that what we do?
Sort
here?
of. Sometimes.
Occasionally.
Um,
Yeah, Chris Nolan of it all.
Chris Nolan, to me, what has been one of the highlights of like actually my life, and this is an overreaction, but this is true to an extent.
Sure. Okay.
One of the highlights of my life has been watching someone who will go down historically as one of, if not the best of his craft, do his thing within my lifetime. You know,
True.
you've got your Beethovens, you got your Einsteins, right? You've got your what's the one who cut off his ear? What's his name?
Van Gogh.
You get your Van Goghs, right? Like Van Gogh, like
Van Gogh.
like all of these artists who have historically been, okay, they're one of the greatest of their life. They're one of the greatest of their lifetime. They're one of the greatest of their generation. And I don't know that anybody, and plenty of people have, because it's Chris Nolan. He's one of the highest, he's made a lot of money and he's very famous. So, but
True.
but like we are getting to live through, and it's not music and it's not painting, whatever. I understand that, but we're getting to live through an era where an artist who will go down as one of the best in his craft in history is actively working and still hasn't missed. That is so cool to me. And my introduction to Nolan, of course, as you know, if you've watched any of our podcast, this will not come as a surprise, was the Dark Knight trilogy, of course. How could it not be?
Right.
And I don't think Nolan would be where he is today without the Dark Knight trilogy. I think it gave him, specifically the Dark Knight, gave him a lot of credibility in the industry to just kind of do his own thing. And this movie, Interstellar, was his follow-up to the Dark Knight trilogy, to The Dark Knight Rises, which I think is his worst movie, and it's awesome.
Right. It is, yeah.
And he comes out of this kind of big comic book movie franchise blockbuster with Interstellar, which is one of his best.
Awesome.
But I can't decide if it's his best or second best to me.
Right.
But
I'd say it's probably best for me, but I also haven't seen Odyssey.
I really like the Odyssey. Now, I like the Odyssey because I'm a big history nerd, so I understand.
Sure.
Like, if you're more of a sci-fi guy, you're gonna prefer Interstellar. If you're more of a history guy, you're gonna prefer
John sci-fi.
Right.
John history is also cool. Yes.
This movie is probably the best movie I've seen, and keeping in mind I just saw 2001 3 weeks ago, but this is probably the best movie I've ever seen in spiritually recreating 2001 without physically doing so.
Sure.
It has a lot of the same kind of artistically led storytelling as 2001, in the sense of like it's actually telling a story, and it's not just space is cool.
Right.
But
which also,
is most
man,
sci-fi.
space is cool.
But also, yeah, man, space is cool.
They really do a great job of just showing how cool space is.
And I don't know that I want to do the full plot breakdown, but let's like very quickly kind of speed run through the plot.
There's the Dust Bowl.
Right? The Earth is dying.
The Earth's dying. Can't grow no okra. Can only grow corn, and corn's dying too.
And it's not.
And also, there's like they stopped spending money on machines and MRI machines.
I don't know if that's like the economy crashed, because he also mentioned something about like there are no armies anymore.
Right.
I don't know, and when we watch this,
something
for the
about
podcast,
like bombing poor people or
something.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know like how much of I don't know what's happening on Earth, if that makes
Right.
sense.
But it doesn't
It doesn't
really like,
really
it's
matter
interesting,
because
and it's
ultimately
kind
this
of
is just a movie about a dad who loves his
right.
kid.
True, and also going to space
Right, and going
to
to space. Yeah, which is just
yeah.
Interstellar, but or just the Odyssey, but um to the ocean instead of space in that one.
Sure.
Um but yeah, there's a lot going on Earth. The crops are dying. Nobody's at
Right.
war
Matthew
because wars are
McConaughey's just
dead.
wrecking the corn,
Yeah,
even though it's
Matthew
a very
McConaughey is
limited resource.
he's a former NASA space he's a former astronaut, I guess,
Right.
best I can tell. And he wrecks a bunch of corn to find a drone. That's not really important, but what is important is his daughter's bookcase has a ghost.
True. And it
Um
talks to her in Morse
it
code,
talks to her in Morse code, but also
or
it talks to her in
binary, or both.
binary or both.
I don't know.
It I don't it's confusing.
Yeah.
That part still doesn't make any sense to me
Maybe the eight
because
they because there were some kind of fifth
yeah,
dimensional
they did the
alien
well,
things,
yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
the others existed.
so maybe they were speaking in binary. He was just doing the Morse because
Oh, maybe,
the
yeah.
binary was the location for the secret NASA base.
But why
That
didn't
was
they
the
just
binary.
do that to begin with? Why
Well, they
didn't
did.
they
That was
just why didn't well but no, why did they let Matthew McConaughey do it? You know what I mean?
well. I don't think he did the binary. I think he did the
No.
Morse code
Yeah,
to.
right. Well, why didn't they just do the Morse code to begin with for Tangerine? Just help him
Well, if they
solve his
need
equation to begin with?
right, I don't know because they're fucking assholes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that could be it. But
Yeah,
then there
like I
would be
don't.
no
They're
movie, and it's the greatest movie of all time.
fifth dimensional stuff. You know,
Right,
you
right.
can't.
It'd be like me
It's the
like
fifth
flicking an
dimensional
ant. You
effect.
know what I mean?
Right, kind of.
Um. Anyway, there are fifth dimensional aliens. They're speaking to this little girl named Murph through a bookcase. Matthew McConaughey figures out kind of the binary code, and he drives to a secret NASA facility run
Right,
by
NASA's not supposed to
Mr.
exist anymore.
Tangerine,
Right.
Alfred the
He
butler
turned himself
himself.
into an Alfred.
He turned himself into an
Why do
Alfred
we?
Mahler.
Why do we tangerine
War
myself?
away, Angel
Why
Bird. So
so
we
we
can
can
learn to
learn to
grateful
turn
ourselves back
ourselves
up again.
into a Alfred? What's the point of doing all those push-ups if you can't even turn yourself into a tangerine?
Speaking nonsense, you lost me.
Oh, you didn't catch that one?
I think it was the push-ups bar
Yeah.
followed by Tangerine. Okay,
But if you can't turn yourself into a
and he's
tangerine,
real
of
old
course.
in this.
Right.
I think this is
Yeah,
2 years after
use
Dark Knight Rises, but probably his last movie. I can only assume.
right. They put him in a wheelchair.
They did. They put him in a wheelchair, but we'll get there. Anyway, he convinces Matthew McConaughey to go to space on a mission to scout out other planets that they've already
Right.
sent people to. And he wants them to
Yeah,
scout them out, figure out
little
which ones
suicide
are
missions.
habitable, like go visit them, figure out which ones are habitable. And then if they find a habitable planet, they'll send humanity to that habitable planet
Right.
on
And they have two plans for
right,
sending
plan A, plan B.
humanity.
One of them is
Um,
a giant space station with all of humanity
right.
on it,
Get
or
everyone
multiple,
into
I would
space.
assume.
Yeah, a whole bunch. Yeah.
And then the other one is we've got a bunch of embryos that have already been fertilized, raise the kids, essentially.
Right.
Matthew McConaughey is very pro Plan A.
Sure.
In fact, he only goes because of Plan A, because Tangerine tells him, like, if you don't go, then your kids will die.
Then everyone's gonna die. So he goes into space with Anne Hathaway, and
And
Anne
black
Hathaway is
balding
Michael
dude.
Caine's daughter. Yeah, black autism cul-de-sac.
He's got mad autism.
Right, and the other guy who died.
Madtism, some might say.
Oh yeah. What?
Madtism?
Right.
I'm madtism.
So they go into space. then they go into the wormhole, and
and the
some
wormhole was placed
the
here by
wormhole,
the aliens. Like
the fifth dimensional
do they
critters.
call them the
Yeah,
others, or am I just making that up?
I think they just call them they. Like they say that they
Mm,
might say others at some point. I don't know. I know they just said they a lot.
mm,
Just weird because they talk in binary,
right. I'd call them them.
right?
I'd call him he.
So they go into the wormhole, and Matthew
They put a
McConaughey
worm in
reaches.
that hole,
They put a black hole in that sun.
but they're non-binary. You can't put a worm in that hole. They don't even have a hole, if you ask them.
Non-binary people can still have. I mean, everyone's got at least one hole.
The nose hole.
Yeah, that and the poop one.
No, non-binary people don't have buttholes.
I think they have to, or
Dude,
they explode.
you've got to be more sensitive culturally. So they go through the wormhole. Matthew McConaughey puts his worm in Anne Hathaway's hole
I don't think that
without
happened.
consent.
She's in love with
She's in love with Matt
mystery
Damon.
Dead Space Man. No, it was other
Oh, it was Dead Space Man.
other
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
She wanted to go see Dead Space Man. Matthew McConaughey said no. But anyway, they go to a
We
planet
have to
made of
see the
water.
Martian.
And the planet made of water.
Right.
This is the biggest tension point of the movie, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
The
good.
planet made of water. What is it? 1 hour on the planet.
1
is 7
hour
years
is
on
7
Earth,
years,
which is how it
it's
feels
so close
recording
to
this
the
podcast because I want to play Fortnite.
Kind of, yeah, true.
Because not this planet has tension because there's a giant wave that's about to crush
Right,
them.
those aren't mountains.
Right.
And they weren't. They were big waves.
So there's already tension, and Chris Nolan is like, "How can I add more tension to the middle point of my movie?" It's like, what
if he had his daughter growing up without a father while he's
can't
doing all
talk
this,
about
and
it.
and then he goes back to the spaceship and
can't
sees
talk
his
about it.
fucking-
And he's Green Goblin.
he is Green Goblin, yeah.
Like, it is such a great way because without that scene, he gets back at the point when he said he was gonna, right? Without that sequence of them on this particular planet, that was nothing, right? They didn't need to be there.
They didn't need to.
They didn't give anything to them.
It sucked. They just one guy died.
Right.
The other guy, black guy, got really old, and his hairline might have gotten even worse.
I don't think
it's
it did,
just
but
all
his beard got a little
probably
gray.
not. Yeah,
'Cause
that
black don't
made him
crack.
look better. I think that's true.
But without that, like nothing changes. It didn't help them. They didn't gain anything.
Right.
However, over that time, 23 years passed.
They lost everything.
Because like you go back 23 years, Murph is 60 when he gets back to Earth.
Right.
You know, they have a long time to spend together. Instead, when he gets back, like she's on her deathbed. Like, and the tension of that is high. And it's so well handled. Every second feels important, despite the fact that a lot of it is just them yelling at each other. Every second,
right? Most of it, but the robot does a really cool run.
The robot does do the cool run, and then picks up Anne Hathaway and brings her back to the ship.
Right.
Every second feels important, and it is in the grand scheme of the movie, which is kind of just a theme of this movie in general. Is this
movie's just important.
Every line of dialogue of this movie feels important.
Everything, yeah, and it is.
Yeah. It all pays off. Every sequence feels important. Every set piece, every piece of music, every character. Nothing in this movie is wasted at all. And even Nolan at his best, even whatever your favorite director is at their best, I can't think of a movie where every single piece of it is as important to the film as a whole as this one. And that's
facts.
Like, it's so well made.
That's fact, Jack.
You've for sure seen Interstellar if you're watching this, but because nobody
Right?
knows
Maybe you
what
haven't, because
nobody
why are
nobody's
you
gonna
doing
care
that?
enough to click on this video if they haven't seen Interstellar. I don't think.
Maybe Interstellar in the future, Interstellar doesn't exist
Oh
anymore, and
yeah,
this is
no, yeah, okay, aliens from the future and or future humans, which might as well be aliens, just whatever.
sure,
That's
I guess.
that's an actual conspiracy theory about aliens, is they're just
Okay,
further evolved human beings, whatever. If you're watching this in the
all
future,
right.
find Interstellar somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
The ancient text, it'll teach you if society's real bad, this will teach you how to fix it.
if you want to see
And
what
if
real
society's real
human art
good,
is
this
like,
will just be
if you want to see what real human
great.
art is like, if you want to see the beauty of humanity, watch Interstellar, man.
True.
Um, Not a super hopeful movie.
No, not really, but
Part
it
of it
does
is,
have
I
like
mean,
a
it
it's
ends
got like a
hopefully.
bittersweet,
It
sort
ends
of hopeful
hopefully for
ending.
humanity as a species.
Right.
Not for not for Matthew McConaughey as a man.
Sure.
I said,
But he
what were
gets
your
his
thoughts
cool
on
little
that?
TIE fighter.
John film. Jonathan
That's
film.
yeah.
That's true.
John movie film.
Um,
Thanks, Item.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And that's true, though.
This is the movie of all time.
Like, you think about the classics, right? You think about your Godfathers, your 2001s, your Taxi Drivers.
You don't know who my godfather is.
It's me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Your parents
You
asked
come
me
to
like
me.
last week, man.
You come to me on the day of watching Interstellar and ripping 20 blinkers. You don't even call me godfather.
And well, I'm your Godfather, so
Yeah, no, that was me. I was doing you.
you come to me on the day of watching Interstellar
Right.
after ripping 40 beers.
Oh,
And you
40.
don't even call me Godfather.
Right.
Um,
I like the little pinkies to simulate the
yeah,
cotton
the
balls.
cotton balls.
That's good.
You do you think of all these great movies historically. I don't know that I
And
like.
they're all fucking shit compared to
That's
this.
what I'm saying. I was trying to figure out how to say that. 2001: A Space Odyssey. We watched
Yeah.
For Space Sweep. I'm gonna just forget that we watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture because in comparison with 2001 and this, it's just the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Right. Even not in comparison with those, just in comparison with any other movie
Right.
ever. That shit was ass. It did have the Kirk unit though.
It did have the Kirk unit. I'm penetrating the Kirk unit.
Shout out the Kirk
I'm
unit's
penetrating
interior.
the orifice.
I'm penetrating the Kirk
And it
unit's
did have that
orifice.
it did have that horny robot.
Right. And penetrating the Kirk unit's orifice.
It had the bald baddie horny robot. So I can't be
Right?
too critical.
I can and will.
Like this movie, even in comparison with some of the best movies I've ever seen in my life, explores themes that I think are more personal. It explores visuals that I think are better. Its pacing
sure.
is phenomenal.
Fucking great. 3-hour movie does not
3
feel
hour.
like
We
it.
peed 4 times during this.
Right.
We had 4 pee breaks, and still, this movie did not feel as long as it was. And it is like it's
Yeah,
late
it's
now. We
long.
watch these
It's-
movies and
yeah.
then immediately record. Like,
Right.
so good.
Yeah.
This movie is
John movie film.
It's well made on a level that even the Odyssey, which I think I probably prefer to this. Even the
Haven't
Odyssey,
seen
I
the
don't know that the Odyssey even. I don't even know that Chris Nolan has topped this in terms of making a movie that's this well made.
Right. Probably not.
It's and the script is tight and the cast is phenomenal. If you haven't seen Interstellar,
Watch Interstellar.
Watch
Send this
Interstellar.
to someone who hasn't seen Interstellar.
And yes, send this to someone who hasn't seen Interstellar, type 25 minutes, and then have them watch Interstellar.
That's
That's what I gotta say.
Easy
You got anything
peasy.
else? Item, say something.
Don't leave me, Murph.
Don't let
Don't
me leave, Murph.
Merv. No, Merv, don't leave me, Merv. No, don't leave me, Merv.